Compound microscope. Compound microscope is an optical instrument which is used to magnify, which is used to see very small objects after magnifying them, after enlarging them. So, for example, if you want to see you want to see a cell, how does it look like? So, compound microscope, you will be using a compound microscope of certain capability to observe cells. Now, compound microscopes is made up of lenses, two lenses. It consists of two lenses. The first lens is called the objective and the second lens is called the eyepiece. The first one is called the objective and the second one is called the eyepiece. Why the name eyepiece? Because the second lens is close to the eye, so it is called the eyepiece. And the objective, the function of the objective lens is to collect light coming from very microscopic objects and to produce an intermediate image from this object. This intermediate image, which we will see in the ray diagram when we derive the magnification for compound microscope, this intermediate image act as an object for the eyepiece. So, what will happen if this is a small object, very small object close to the focal length of the objective, an intermediate image will be formed somewhere here. This image will act as an object for the eyepiece, which will finally produce the image at the desired location, whether at the near point location or at the far point location. Now, the capability of a compound microscope, whether it is a very high end compound microscope or a average capability, this depends on what is the focal length of the objective and how strong is what is the magnification of the eyepiece. So, before I say the capability, talk about the capability, remember that the eyepiece function of the eyepiece is only to magnify the intermediate image, okay, and the function of the objective is to collect rays or light coming from microscopic objective, okay. So, smaller is the focal length of the objective, more light it will be able to, not only the focal length, also this the diameter, more light it will be able to collect coming from the microscopic objects, and hence it will be able to produce the intermediate image for the eyepiece. An eyepiece, now it is based on its magnification capability, it can magnify accordingly. So, it is this capability that determines whether a compound microscope is a very high end or a low end one. Okay. Now, you can see in this picture, I am showing you in this picture, you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is a compound microscope. You must have seen in your bio lab, where if those students who have bio, they must have seen this. This instrument, you use it to watch different cells and other things to do in your bio practicals. And you can see it has 4. This thing has 1, 2, 3, 4 objectives. The function of this objective is based on what object are you using, correct. So, you can see it is actually based on this physics only. You are actually using different objective, you are actually controlling different focal length of the objective. Understand, if you are looking at a very small object, then you need a small focal length. If you are looking at a medium in the macroscopic scale, you are looking at a medium size macroscopic object, then you may be using a separate focal length. It is based on that concept. Understand. So, a compound microscope is a optical instrument which is used to magnify small objects and give you a enlarged magnified view of the object, okay. So, let us see, we will see now its functioning is magnification capability at the far point and at the near point. I hope you remember, if you remember near point, what is the near point? Near point is when the image is formed at 25 centimeter from the eye or least distance of distinction, we call it as a near point, and when it is the far point adjustment is when the final image is formed at infinity, we call it as the far point adjustment. So, now we will learn these two magnifications of the microscope. Magnification of compound microscope at near point adjustment. So, consider this is a compound microscope of two lenses, an objective and an eyepiece, and an object AB is placed in front of the objective at a certain distance u. So, we need to find the magnification in this case. So, the objective will produce the image of AB, which will act as a object for the eyepiece. So the function of the objective is to produce the intermediate image. That image will act as an object for the eyepiece. Now let us see. So consider you are looking at an object AB, which is a very small object, and as you see, to see it clearly, it must be at least at a distance d from your, that is 25 centimeter from your eye. Now you want to see this image to be magnified. So how are you going to do that? You are using the compound microscope. So in order to draw the ray diagram, so we will consider again as usual the principles of ray diagram. So first of all, we are going to consider one ray being parallel to the principal axis. This ray after refraction will form an intermediate image somewhere here. Note here, although the lenses you see quite thick, but they are actually thin lenses. Please note that these are all thin lenses, and they are not very thick. And this all the ray diagram, I will bring it up to the center of the convex lens. I will bring it up to this far, up to the center of this one, but actually in reality it is very thin. Okay, so you can neglect this thickness. You can neglect this thickness. So now another ray will pass through the optical center. Okay, so an intermediate image is formed somewhere here. Okay, this image act as an object for the eyepiece. So again we consider one ray goes from here, pass through the focus, up being parallel to principal axis, after refraction pass through the focus, and another ray goes through the, wait a minute, so definitely focal length of this one is greater than the focal length of the eyepiece of the objective. So let it go like this way, and another ray is going this one. Keep that in mind. The focal length, you note here, I am taking one line, two line, three line as the focal length. In this case, I am taking only 1.5 line. Okay, so when you do this, then your ray diagram will be clear. So now, if we extend this image, because this object AB, in order to see this enlarged, this object AB must be in between the focal length of the eyepiece, and the optical center of the eyepiece. Then only you will be able to see the enlarged view. So if I now extend it, if this line is extended, if this line is now extended, let's say up to this far, another line this far, if it is extended, here you see the final image is formed. This is the final image, which is A double prime, B double prime. And how far is it? This is at a distance of, D, that means 25 centimeter. This is a distance of 25 centimeter from the lens, and the image is highly magnified. So key thing to remember here, that the intermediate image formed by the from the objective must be within the focal length of the eyepiece and the optical center of the eyepiece. So this is the focal length of the objective. Clear? So which one do you think will be? Now let us find out the expression. So definitely this is beta, okay, and this is our alpha, because this is the normal view. So we can find out now. So magnification, angular magnification M will be tan beta by tan of alpha. So tan beta would be how much? Tan beta would be A double prime B double prime by this distance. This distance is how much? D. Let us take it for V for now on. So this one should be A double prime B double prime by V for now, by V. And what is alpha? Or let us take this D only. Let us take this D for now. Okay. And for alpha, it would be AB by D only. So this one should be AB by D. So these two get cancel out. D and D get cancel out. This D get cancel out. now, and we get a double prime b double prime by a b. Now let us multiply now. So m can we write like this, a double prime b double prime by a prime b prime into a prime b prime by a b. Okay, then you see this is, we are just multiplying and dividing by a prime b prime. So now a prime b prime by a b, what is it? A prime b prime. So this is a prime b prime. So a prime b prime by a b, it is the magnification of the objective. So this is the magnification of the objective, and a double prime b double prime by a prime b prime is the magnification of the eyepiece. Therefore total magnification can be written as MO into ME, right? So MO is a simple convex lens, we know. So magnification of the objective, we know it should be VO by UO, as simple as that, because it is a simple convex lens. It is purpose is to just magnify it, right? So image distance by the object distance, that's it. But what about ME? So ME will be, now ME is a prime b a double prime b double prime, a double prime b double prime by a prime b prime by a prime b prime. Okay, so this one, how can I write it? So this one also can be written as, this is image height by object height. So this one also we can write this as VE by UE. So what is, now which one is VE? This is definitely the VE, this is VE, and what is UE? This is UE, correct? So let us go back to the relation. So it is VE by UE. Now we know the relation that 1 by F E is equals to 1 by VE minus 1 by UE. We know this. So let us simplify this relation now. So what we can do is that 1 by UE can be written as 1 by VE minus 1 by F of E. Okay. So now 1 by VE by 1 by F of E. So then we can V by UE. So okay, let us do like this. Let us do like this. Let us not do like this way. We can do so VE by UE. So we ME by, so 1 by F of E is equal to 1 by VE minus 1 by UE. Again we multiply it as usual. We know that how to do it. So we multiply it by VE now. So VE by F of E is equal to VE by VE minus VE by UE. So this becomes 1. So VE by F of E equals to 1 minus VE by UE. But VE by UE will be VE by UE equals to 1 minus VE by F of E. But VE is actually minus D. Therefore, VE by UE is equals to 1 plus D by F of E. Hence, we can write this. So M of E is coming to as 1 plus D by F E, 1 plus D by F of E. Therefore, total magnification M will be equals to MO into ME. So MO is VO UO, and this is 1 plus D by F of E, as simple as that. That's it. So this is the magnification. Now you notice one thing here is that, let's go to the diagram. You see generally, so this is UO, okay, and somewhere here will be F of O, clear, and this is the length. This is the length of the tube. Now we told you that, I told you earlier that F of O is very small. Focal length of the objective is very small. So that means we can make some approximation like this. If VO almost equivalent to length, okay, and UO almost equivalent to minus f of o. I am taking sign convention, writing this minus f of o, this is the focal length of the objective. Then this expression becomes m is equals to minus L by f of o 1 plus d by f of e. That is it. So, this is the magnification relation for a compound microscope in near point adjustment. Okay. This VO equals to LO approximately length is because you can see that the focal length, this will cross, this will be very close to the eyepiece. This object A prime B prime will be very close to the eyepiece. Hence, as these lengths are very they are all comparable, they are all quite, that is why we make this assumption that it is equal to length. Okay, just to simplify a little bit. So, this is the magnification at near point adjustment. Magnification of compound microscope at far point adjustment. Again, in a similar way we will proceed. So, first of all, always imagine that you are looking at the object, you are looking at the object AB directly without using the lens, then you have to, it will be formed at a distance d from your eye only, because you know this. So, now this is alpha, this is A, this is B. Now, we are looking at the same object AB with the lens, with the convex lens. Now, here it is the far point, that means the final image will be formed at the infinity, that A double prime B double prime image, it should be formed at infinity. Now, this will happen if you remember from the image formation of convex lens, that if an object is placed at f at the focal length of the convex lens, then the ray diagram is something like this. Then the image A of the object is formed at infinity. So, same ray diagram will be, same concept will be applied here. So, now look at this. So, this is our object AB, which we are looking with the help of the compound microscope. Now, a ray parallel to the principal axis, after refraction, we know what, it will pass through the focus. Similarly, there will be another ray which pass through the optical center. So, this is it, clear. So, the intermediate image is this one, this is our intermediate image. Let us name this objects, this is AB, this is A prime, B prime, fine. Now, in order the image to be formed at infinity, the A prime B prime must be present at the focal length of the, exactly at the focal point of the eyepiece. So, this must be f of e, this is f of o, do not forget, do not do mistake here, this is the point to underline here. So, this is f of e and this point is f of o. Now, if we finish the ray diagram, you see a ray will originate from here being parallel to the principal axis, ray originate parallel to the principal axis, after refraction pass through this one, and another ray will also go through the optical center of the eyepiece. These two rays, when extended, they will meet at infinity. Hence, this is how, this is the ray diagram for the image to be forming at infinity. Okay. Let me draw one more line here to keep you remember that these lenses are, we are considering they are thin lens only, and they are thin lens, we are taking we are drawing the lines from the center of the lens. In fact, it is not like this, the refraction will start taking place from this curvature only, like this. Remember that from the two, refraction will take place at the two curve interfaces, not at the center, remember that. But this is just for the ray diagram simplicity purpose, we are making the ray deviating from the red line, that is from the center of the lenses. Okay. So, now you see, so that means this distance must be what? This must be the, this distance must be f of e, this must be f of o, this must be UO, okay. So and this must be VO. So magnification, let us establish the relation now. So magnification M will be again tan beta, angular magnification will be tan beta by tan alpha. So what do you think will be tan beta? Tan beta, this is the beta. So tan beta would be A prime B prime by f of e, A prime B prime by f of e, correct. And what is tan alpha? Tan of alpha will be divided by tan of alpha. So tan of alpha will be AB by D, AB by D. Now if you apply sign convention, look here, minus and minus, so these two will cancel out. So then you get here M will be equal to, so your concept has to be very clear, everything concept has to be clear. If your concept is not clear in any point of the derivation, then be sure your derivation will be wrong. So A prime B prime by AB gives me D by, let me see, D by f of e, D by f of e. Now what is A prime B prime? A prime B prime is the magnification of, this is the magnification of the objective and this is the magnification of the eyepiece, and magnification of the objective. So M is equals to magnification of the objective into magnification of the eyepiece. Now magnification of the objective is nothing but VO by UO, right, and magnification of eyepiece will be D by f of e. Therefore magnification must be equals to VO by UO into D by f of e, correct. So this is our relation, this is our relation for the magnification for the compound microscope in far point adjustment. Again we can assume that VO almost will be equivalent to the length of the tube. Tube means in which the convex lenses are placed, in which the whole aperture is, the whole arrangement is placed, and f of e and UO equals to, UO almost equivalent to the f of o minus f of o. Therefore why minus? Because using sign convention. So then M would be equals to minus VO by UO into D, will be VO would be L by UO, L by f of e dot D by f of o D by f of e. So this is another expression of the compound microscope in far point adjustment in terms of length of the tube, focal length of the objective and focal length of the eyepiece, and this distance of distinction. Here D is constant. Clear? Thank you.